Hey everyone! Welcome back to Daily English Talk. I'm Claire.
And I'm James. Hey, Claire, how's your Monday going?
Pretty good. I had my morning coffee, checked my emails, the usual Monday stuff. Although I have to say, my coffee was a little too strong this morning. Now I have so much energy.
Too strong? That's a thing?
For some people, yes. I accidentally used 2 scoops instead of 1. Now I feel like I could run a marathon.
Well, at least you'll be energized for today's episode. How about you? How's your day been?
Good question. Actually, I was just thinking about something funny that happened to me at a party last week.
Oh, really? What happened?
I'll tell you in a bit. It's related to today's topic, actually.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear it. So let's jump right in.
So today, we're talking about a phrase you'll hear all the time in English. Tell me about yourself.
Right. It sounds simple, but it's actually kind of tricky, isn't it?
Exactly, because people use it in different situations. At job interviews, when you meet new people, at parties, even on first dates.
And the way you answer should be different depending on the situation. Like, you wouldn't answer the same way at a wedding as you would in a boardroom, right?
Exactly. Imagine showing up to a wedding and handing out your business card to everyone.
That would be so awkward.
Right? So today, we're going to break it down into 3 simple steps. Basic info, family background, and hobbies. And we'll share some real stories, including James's funny party story.
Oh, no, you're really going to make me tell that story, aren't you?
Absolutely. But don't worry, I've got an embarrassing story too, so we're in this together.
Okay, deal. We can share our embarrassing stories together.
Exactly. Okay, let's start with step 1, basic info. This is usually your name, where you're from, and what you do for work or study.
Right. So, for example, I could say, "Hi, I'm James. I'm originally from Seattle, but I live in Portland now. I work as a graphic designer."
Perfect. That's clear and simple. Notice how James said, "I'm originally from Seattle." That phrase, originally from, is super useful. It means that's where you were born or grew up, but maybe you don't live there anymore.
Exactly. So, Claire, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Austin, Texas, but I moved to New York about 5 years ago for work.
Oh, that's a big change. Austin to New York. Those cities are so different.
Yeah, huge difference. Austin is more relaxed, lots of live music, barbecue everywhere, and the people are really friendly. There's this saying in Texas, Texas friendly. People smile at you, they say hi, even if they don't know you.
That sounds nice. And New York?
New York is, well, it's fast. Everything moves fast. People walk fast, they talk fast. At first, it was a bit too much for me, but now I love the energy. There's always something happening. Concerts, art shows, new restaurants opening every week.
Do you miss Austin?
Sometimes I miss the tacos for sure. And I miss how easy it is to drive around. In New York, I don't even have a car. I just take the subway everywhere.
Yeah, Seattle is kind of in between. It's a city, but it's not as crazy as New York. And the coffee scene is amazing. Probably the best in the country.
Oh, I've heard that. Isn't Seattle where Starbucks started?
Yep. The very first Starbucks is still there, actually. It's a tourist spot now. People line up to take pictures in front of it.
That's cool. And you work as a graphic designer, right?
Yep. I design logos, websites, marketing materials, basically anything visual. I've been doing it for about 6 years now.
Nice. And you work remotely, or do you go to an office?
Mostly remote. I go to the office maybe once or twice a week, but I prefer working from home. I can set my own schedule, take breaks when I need to, and I don't have to deal with traffic.
That's the dream. I teach English online, so I'm in the same boat. I love it because I get to meet people from all over the world. Students from Japan, Brazil, Spain, everywhere.
That must be so interesting. Do you ever feel like you're learning as much from them as they're learning from you?
Oh, absolutely. They teach me about their cultures, their foods, their traditions. It's one of the best parts of the job.
Nice. So that's step one, basic info. Name, hometown, job. Easy, right?
Right. But here's the thing. You don't need to say everything at once. Just give the basics and let the conversation flow naturally. People will ask follow-up questions if they're interested.
Exactly. Don't overload them with information. Keep it simple. Okay, now step two, family or background. This one is a little more personal, so it depends on the situation.
Exactly. In a job interview, you probably won't talk about your family much. But with new friends or at a casual party, it's totally normal.
Right. So I could say I grew up in a small family. It's just me, my mom, and my younger sister.
That's good. You used grew up in, another useful phrase. It means the family situation when you were a child.
And how about you, Claire? Do you have a big family?
I do, actually. I have 2 older brothers and 1 younger sister. We're a loud family. Every time we get together, it's like a party. Someone's always talking, someone's always laughing.
That sounds fun. I bet holidays are crazy at your house.
Oh, they are. Last Thanksgiving, we had about 20 people at my parents' house. Cousins, aunts, uncles, everyone. It was crazy, but in a good way. My mom made 3 turkeys because 1 wasn't enough.
3 turkeys? Wow!
Yeah, and we still ran out of food. My family eats a lot.
My family is pretty quiet. We usually just have a small dinner, maybe watch a movie. Holidays are chill.
I love that too. Different styles, you know? Some families are loud, some are quiet. Both are great. There's no right or wrong way.
True. And I think when you're introducing yourself, sharing a little bit about your family helps people understand you better. It gives them context.
Absolutely. It gives them a sense of your background, where you come from, what shaped you.
Right. Like, if someone tells me they grew up in a big family, I immediately think, okay, this person is probably good with people, used to sharing, maybe a little more outgoing.
Exactly. And if someone says they're an only child, I might think they're more independent, used to spending time alone.
Of course, those are just stereotypes. They are general ideas, but they aren't always true. But it does give you a starting point for conversation.
All right, step 3, hobbies. This is where you can show your personality.
Yes, this is my favorite part. because hobbies tell people what you're passionate about, what you enjoy doing in your free time.
Right. So I could say, in my free time, I love hiking and photography. I'm really into nature.
Perfect. You used I'm really into. That's a great phrase. It means you have a strong interest in something. You could also say I'm passionate about or I enjoy.
What about you, Claire? What are you into?
I'm really into cooking. I love trying new recipes, and I also enjoy reading. Mostly mystery novels. You know, the kind where you're trying to figure out who the killer is.
Oh, like detective stories.
Exactly. Agatha Christie, modern thriller writers. I love that stuff. I can't put the book down once I start.
That's cool. Do you cook every day?
Not every day, but maybe 3 or 4 times a week. I find it relaxing. After a long day of teaching, I just put on some music, pour a glass of wine, and cook. It's like therapy for me.
That sounds nice. I'm terrible at cooking. I usually just order takeout or make something really simple like pasta.
Hey, no judgment. Takeout is great too. And pasta is a classic. You can't go wrong with pasta.
True. But seriously, I think hobbies are important to mention because they can be great conversation starters.
Absolutely. If you say, I love hiking, and the other person also loves hiking, boom, instant connection. Suddenly you're talking about favorite trails, best hiking boots, where to see the best views.
Exactly. It's a way to find common ground.
Okay, James, time for your story. What happened at that party?
All right. So, last week, I went to my friend Sarah's birthday party. I didn't know most of the people there, so I was meeting a lot of new faces.
Okay, go on.
And this guy came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you." So I shook his hand and said, "Hi, I'm James. I have 5 years of experience in graphic design, and I'm proficient in Adobe Creative Suite."
No, you did not.
I did. I literally introduced myself like I was in a job interview. I even mentioned specific software programs. It was like I was handing him my resume verbally.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and everyone around us just stopped and stared at me. There was this awkward silence.
What did Mike say?
He just laughed and said, "Dude, this is a party, not LinkedIn. Are you okay?"
That's funny. But also, I totally understand why it happened. Sometimes our brains just go into autopilot. I was speaking without thinking.
Exactly. I'd been to 2 job interviews that week, so I guess my brain was stuck in interview mode. I was so nervous about those interviews that I couldn't stop talking like that.
That's actually a perfect example of why context matters. At a party, people want to know the fun stuff, your hobbies, where you're from, maybe a funny story. They don't need your resume or your professional qualifications.
Right. I learned that the hard way. After that, I tried to recover. I said, "Sorry, I've been job hunting. Let me start over. I'm James. I love hiking, and I make a mean cup of coffee."
Did that work?
A little bit. Mike was cool about it. He said, "Okay, now we're talking. Where do you like to hike?"
See? Once you switched to hobbies, the conversation flowed naturally.
Exactly. Lesson learned.
Okay, but I have to share my embarrassing story too, because it's the opposite of yours.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
So, a few years ago, I had a job interview at a language school in Manhattan, and I was really nervous, right? Because it was my first big interview after moving to New York.
Okay.
So, I walked in, and the interviewer, this very professional woman in a suit, asked, "So, Claire, tell me about yourself."
Standard question.
Right? And I said, and I'm not kidding, I said, "Hey, what's up? So, yeah, I'm Claire. I'm from Texas, and I'm super chill. I love teaching. It's like so fun, you know? The kids are awesome."
Oh no. You said super chill in a job interview?
I did. And what's up? Like I was greeting my college roommate. I even did this little wave.
What did the interviewer say?
She just looked at me with this very confused, almost concerned expression and said, "Okay, can you tell me more about your teaching experience and qualifications?" Very formal, very serious.
Okay. And then what?
I realized my mistake and tried to fix it. I started speaking more professionally, using bigger words, trying to sound smart. But the damage was done. I could see it in her eyes. She was thinking, this person is not a good fit.
Did you get the job?
No. I got a polite rejection email 2 days later.
That's amazing, though. So you were too casual, and I was too formal.
Exactly. We both made the same mistake. We didn't match our language to the situation.
That's such a good point. You have to read the room.
Yes, read the room means to understand the situation and adjust your behavior accordingly. In a job interview, be professional. Use complete sentences. At a party, be relaxed, friendly, and approachable.
Right. And the funny thing is, both of us knew this in theory, but in the moment, we messed up.
Exactly. It happens to everyone. The important thing is to learn from it.
Okay, so I learned from that party disaster. And the next time I went to a social event, it was actually a networking event for designers. I tried something different.
What did you do?
I added a fun fact to my introduction.
Ooh, I love this. Tell me more.
So I met this group of people, and instead of launching into my job description, I said, "Hi, I'm James. I'm a graphic designer from Portland, and here's a fun fact. I can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 2 minutes."
That's awesome.
And it worked. Everyone was like, "Wait, really? Can you show us?" And I happened to have a Rubik's Cube in my bag because I'm that kind of nerd.
Of course you do.
So I pulled it out and solved it right there. And suddenly, we had this fun conversation. People were asking me how I learned, if I could teach them, all kinds of stuff. They remembered me.
That's brilliant. A fun fact is a small, interesting piece of information about yourself. It makes you memorable, and it gives people something to talk about.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be something super impressive like solving a Rubik's Cube. It could be anything, like I've been to 10 countries, or I can bake really good chocolate chip cookies, or I have a pet parrot.
Right. It's just something that makes you stand out a little bit. Something that shows your personality.
And people love it. It's way more interesting than just saying, "I'm James, I'm a designer, I work with clients."
I totally agree. I think adding a fun fact is a great tip for anyone who wants to make their introductions more engaging and memorable.
Yeah. And honestly, it takes the pressure off too. Because once you share your fun fact, the other person usually shares theirs, And then you have a real conversation going.
Exactly. It's a conversation starter, not a conversation ender.
All right. Before we wrap up, let's quickly review some key phrases we used today. These are really useful in everyday English.
Good idea. First one, I'm originally from. This tells people where you were born or where you grew up, but you might not live there now.
Right. For example, I'm originally from Texas, but I live in New York now. It's a great way to talk about your background.
Next, I'm really into. This means you have a strong interest in something. You're passionate about it.
Like, I'm really into hiking or I'm really into cooking. You could also say, I'm passionate about or I love.
Then we have read the room. This is such an important phrase. It means to understand the situation and adjust your behavior accordingly.
For example, I didn't read the room at that interview. I was way too casual. Or, you need to read the room. This is a formal event, not a backyard barbecue.
Another useful phrase, in my free time. This is how you introduce your hobbies or what you like to do when you're not working.
In my free time, I love reading. Or, in my free time, I enjoy painting. It's a natural, smooth way to talk about yourself.
And finally, fun fact. This is a small, interesting piece of information about yourself that makes you memorable.
Here's a fun fact. I can speak 3 languages. Or, fun fact, I once met a famous actor at a coffee shop.
Great. So, those are our key phrases for today. Try to use them this week when you're talking about yourself.
Summary. Okay, let's do a quick summary. Today, we talked about how to answer the question, tell me about yourself.
We broke it down into 3 steps: basic info, name, hometown, job, family or background, and hobbies.
And we learned that context is everything. At a job interview, be professional and polished. At a party, be friendly, relaxed, and fun.
We also talked about adding a fun fact to make your introduction more memorable and to create an instant connection with people.
Exactly. The goal is to be clear, be yourself, and match your language to the situation. Don't be a robot, but don't be too casual either. Find the right balance.
And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Claire and I both shared our embarrassing stories today, and we survived.
Exactly. We're all learning. The important thing is to keep practicing and improving.
All right, here's our question for you. What's your fun fact? What's one interesting thing about you that people might not know?
Think about it, and if you want, leave a comment or message us. We'd love to hear your fun facts.
Yeah, maybe we'll read some of them in a future episode. We could do a whole episode on listener fun facts.
That would be so fun. Okay, everyone, start thinking. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode of Daily English Talk.
If you enjoyed it, please give us a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends who are learning English.
And remember, practice makes progress. Keep talking, keep learning,
and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.